I have settled so many wars since we're here almost 9 months, and I've settled 7, and yesterday we might have settled the biggest of them all, although I don't know, Pakistan, India was very big. Both nuclear powers, I settled that.
No more wars, affordable health care, lower grocery prices. America first. You probably recognize some of these terms. They were all part of Donald Trump's speeches when he ran for president in last year's election. He was all promises, but the moment Donald Trump became the president of the United States, things changed. The United States is at war, grocery prices have skyrocketed, and the president is feeding his own ego. He's using taxpayer money to pay himself. It went from America first to the same old business in just a few months after Donald Trump entered the White House for a second time. Has America not learned its lesson from his first term? Where will it end? Right now, Donald Trump isn't working for the American people. He's helping the rich, ignoring the worker, and essentially destroying America. In this video, we'll break down 5 ways in which Donald Trump is ruining America for what it has stood for and betraying his own people as a result. Let's get straight into the 5 most important things we need to focus on in 2026. Number 1, the broken promises. One of the biggest disappointments that comes from Trump's presidency is all of the broken promises. When Donald Trump ran for president, he made a lot of promises during his rallies. He promised to make America great again. He also promises that during his presidency, he would take an America-first approach to running the government and the country. Yet, that's not what we're seeing. Consider the fact that Trump promised no more wars. He said that wars will become a thing of the past. America would not have any involvement in any wars.
Made a deal today where we are going to be sending them weapons and they're going to be paying for them.
Yet, just months after becoming president, Donald Trump announced that America would be sending weapons to Ukraine to aid in their war. It's not just Ukraine. He sent weapons to other countries as well, including Iran.
Charlie, you have some new reporting that the U.S. appears to be sending more military resources to the Middle East.
While Trump's explanation is the fact that he's helping to put a stop to these wars, we need to consider the reality of the situation. He's interfering with wars that have nothing to do with the United States. By pushing weapons into the hands of soldiers, he's making it American business. This isn't the only lie he told the people of America when he was on stage during his rallies. Trump promised to close the border quickly after becoming president. He claimed that he would deport illegal immigrants. Yet, when he took the role of president, this didn't happen, and there's a reason why it didn't happen. Farmers are counting on the super cheap labor they get from these immigrants. When Trump closes the border and deports them, farmers would have to get American citizens as workers. This, in turn, raises their costs. Number 2, ego over America. When we talk about the ways Trump is destroying America, we have to consider his ego. When a president runs a country, they need to put the people first. They need to make strategic decisions. Yet Trump seems to favor his own ego over what America needs and what is good for Americans. He's become so obsessed with his own image and ego that he's actively overlooking the security and needs of the people he serves. Take a moment to consider how he runs popularity contests with leaders of the world. When China does something he doesn't agree with, they get a pass. He calls their leader a good man and overlooks it. Yet when a country makes a move and he doesn't see their leader as a friend, things are different. If you've been keeping up with the news lately, you likely already know how Americans are struggling to even pay their rent. The economy is bad. People are finding it difficult to pay for groceries. Yet we see Trump bragging about a massive drone-proof ballroom he's building at the White House. Just another example of how he's building his ego, throwing these achievements into the face of Americans and failing to meet the needs of the people. Number 3, helping the rich, ignoring the poor. Trump doesn't care about the workers who are contributing to the economy. He cares about the rich, and he's made that very clear with his actions over the last couple of months. Consider companies from Wall Street and Silicon Valley. It's like Trump gave them a VIP pass to the White House, yet the average person who voted for Trump is ignored. They're not rich. They don't fit in with the billionaires of the White House and Trump's inner circles. Think back to 2017, when Trump was president for the first time. He made a major corporate tax cut. Then, in 2025, after becoming president for a second term, he did the same thing, cutting corporate taxes even further. This means Trump is essentially looking out for the rich, while he forgets about the average family that just wants to survive and make it till the end of the month. And in the end, it's the consumer who has to pay up. The rich get richer. That has become the motto behind Trump's recent actions. The result? A significant surge in insurance costs have occurred, with millions of Americans now struggling to afford healthcare. Grocery prices are up. Rent is up. It's hard to just get by for the regular American. Number 4, getting rich from the presidency. Trump isn't just making the rich richer, he's making himself richer as part of his presidency. If we take a look at what's going on at the White House, one thing becomes clear. The line between government and personal business no longer exists. The government's business has now become Trump's personal business, and the other way around.
All right, back now to some developing news. News Nation learning former President Trump intends to file an administrative claim against the Justice Department. We're talking $100 million.
In August 2024, Trump filed a claim against the Department of Justice. He sued the government for $100 million in an administrative tort case. He alleged political persecution, focusing specifically on the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago in 2022. Fast forward 1 year, and Trump becomes the president of the United States. This basically means he sued himself and now holds the power to issue a payout to himself. That payout would come from taxpayer money. It's the government's money that he's now looking to take for himself. He's also claimed that the government owes him much more for past investigations. In late 2025, Trump announced that he's seeking payouts of about $230 million. This payout, according to Trump, is for 2 specific events. First is the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago. And then he also threw in claims about an investigation into potential Russian interference during the 2016 election. So right now, Trump being the president has the authority to decide whether the claimant, which is Trump himself, should receive taxpayer money. He's claiming money that could go to much greater deeds or even potentially help to lessen the burdens that Americans are carrying today. Number 5, handing America to the left. This might not be a destruction of America, but if we look at everything that's happening, Trump is essentially starting to hand things over to the left, the Democrats. Millions of people voted for Trump, and many of them are now fearing the America they live in 2026. There are a lot of people who regret who they voted for during the 2025 election. The economy is getting tougher. People are struggling to find healthcare, buy food, and pay for their rent. And as the 250th anniversary of America comes closer, it seems like this time it won't be a celebration. Instead, it would be faced with protests and anger. Americans don't want to continue living their lives like they are with Trump in the White House. As Trump continues to fail to deliver, his administration is really creating an invitation for the opposition to take over. Democrats are continuing to see strong support through promises like freezes on rent, cheaper food, and doing things differently than what America is seeing right now. Thus, Trump isn't just destroying America, he's destroying the White House and his own administration. The big question here is, would an overtaking from the opposition be the solution to America's needs? Would they be able to hold true to the promises they're making? And what would it take from them to save the damage that Trump has already done to the country and its people? Donald Trump became the president of the United States in a second term after last year's election. Yet soon after, Americans discovered that he was all empty promises during his rallies. What was supposed to be an America First approach turned out to be just one big lie after another. Donald Trump has involved the United States in wars, didn't close the borders when he said he would, and holds his ego more important than what's right for America. What we're witnessing is the destruction of America right from the White House. The question is, what will it take to stop Donald Trump? And how far is he willing to go? What are your thoughts on the situation that America is now facing? And has this impacted you at all? Let me know in the comments.